Okay, that's new. There's an extra click in there. How many clicks does it take to get to the middle of the? How many clicks does it take to get to the middle of the? I took a HCI, that's Human Computer Interface course, when I was sampling grad school at Creighton University, because I worked there. I might as well go to school there. Well, actually, single people, we always get away, like, we always get, like, screwed out of stuff. Like, we gotta pay full price when everybody else gets a discount. It's so stupid. You don't know this unless you've been, like, a solo individual your whole entire life. Once you have that experience, you start seeing, wait a minute. No rest for the weary. Hi, my name's Marge. I'm a Heyoka empath. I just like having these little talks on the way I feel about things. I might have to do 2 talks today. I don't contain my thoughts within me. I express them outwardly. When people contain their thoughts, they turn into emotions and feelings, and if you don't work that out of you, it'll make you sick. There's so many people just, it's hard enough to just stay healthy. 2 days. 2 days. Some broad in a uniform dressing like Shrubberberry Bush. It's like, I don't know. I think that's how long she don't know. Engineer, Okora, bullcrap, paycheck, just doing my job, dummies. In the Fed. Take all the money and just put all the money that's floating around America, put it down local. Give it to the state, because in the Fed, no more Fed. They don't do nothing except collect paychecks. To me, the federal agencies, they are all the most costly, pricey welfare system on the planet. Military, it's welfare. You just got to be able to. It's protection. It's free medical. All you got to do is agree to do the dastardly when called to. And then they stand around vacantly all like, they don't, it's like the program is so warped that one, like, there's a sheriff that's like trying to stop people from, I don't know, getting what they need. People get desperate. I've been desperate. I almost did porn. Good thing I couldn't find that portal. Good thing I didn't find that way. I was willing to. I was like, why not? I got it in me. I got the dirty in me. I've been fighting it my whole life. Ever since I was little. Just that urge, just go out and just have sex with whatever. Just pass yourself around like the 7th tradition basket. I'm glad I didn't do it a lot. Doesn't mean I didn't have the urges. I mean, I have the same birthday as Hugh Hefner. I mean, he's one of the biggest scoundrel, scumbag, dirtbag, prolific, nasty yucks. When I was a little girl, I couldn't understand why guys like that. Because, you're not... why the whole world embraced that guy. And then I found out we had the same birthday. Then I found out I had the same birthday as Jenna Jameson. Boy, am I glad I didn't go that route. Could you imagine what my face would look like after all of the freaking reconstruction surgery I would have had, because I just have to do everything I want, and I want my face to look like this, and I want this, and I want that, and it's my will, and I don't care if there's a universal will and guidance and direction for me. I don't care. F that. It's what I want. I'm gonna buy that boat, and I'm gonna buy that beachfront property, and I'm gonna buy that little cabin right on the river. I'm gonna do everything I want, and I'm never gonna do nothing for nobody else. That's what I would have ended up on. I probably would have had, ended up in a place like, small little mountain town. Paradise, California. The towns are endless, and I know people are like, yeah, oh, they're doing Lahuna again. I'm like, do you people? They always do this. They've always done this, and people don't pay no attention because it hasn't happened in their hood, and now it's happening more and more in people's hood, so they're paying attention. Oh, that's a good cup of coffee. Hey, babe, it's like, look, I got the whole Milky Way in there. A whole galaxy. I'm hooked on this frothy instant Folgers thing. And then I was talking to this gal at one of those dollar stores, and she was I was telling her about how excited I was about it, and she said, yeah, they made that in, she's like, 15, 20 years ago, that's what we were doing in prison, in jail. But you just get the little packets, and then you'd have to stir it for like 10, 15 minutes. But it's the same thing. And then I thought about it, and I was like, you know what? I do remember them doing that when I took meetings to jails. I'd go share how I was a scumbag, but you don't got to be a scumbag if you don't want to. So for Friday nights for 7 years, I'd take a meeting to Pottawatomie County Jail in Council, Tucky, Iowa, to just share about that. And there'd be chicks in there freaking whipping up their freaking bulge. I forgot all about that. I learned a lot going to those meetings, like what the federal system was really about. Like, they have women that are in there. Because I did it for 7 years. So I saw a turnover. I saw people get out and then end up and come back. And, and then I saw all kinds. I saw people that were local, and I saw women that were from Mexico. And then a lot of these, they fly them back. They're like the only person on the plane. And then they just take them to, here's it's all, I see, it's so interesting that the whole world is starting to see what bullcrap the government is. All of them are. How they use their might and innate right, and society is dissolving in all levels, on a spiritual level, on a physical level, on a human physical level, on a geographical, all things in between. Things are collapsing so fast, it's so scary. I still don't understand how people could stand anywhere on any kind of platform and be like, but don't live in fear. That's so live in fucking denial. That's stupid. Everybody, if you ain't scared, you're one of them narcissistic sociopath freaking wackadoos that is totally disconnected to source. All those things that says, do something for somebody else. Don't just live for yourself. But look at all the Jesus Christ consciousness coming to planet Earth right now. So many people doing what we all should have been doing the whole time, and that's just making sure our community's okay. If people aren't learning any kind of lesson from what's going on, nobody is immune in any part of planet Earth, because lessons are drawn to people like storms on a map. What will be, will be. We sign up to learn lessons. Mom and I have talked several times about our times in Atlantis and the end. It is scary when flood waters rise. See, because I believe that our souls, they are forever traveling in all time and all space, sometimes in the same times and spaces. Like when we sleep tonight and our cells are regenerating, our spirits, they go out and experience things, and then people recognize those as, wow, I had a dream last night. I was flying around. That is your experience. Your eyes don't really, if you allow to be free in your own mind, your eyes can't tell the difference between open and closed. For years, I have been walking through houses with my, I walk through it a couple times and get the layout, and then when I go, whether it's my place, a place I work, it doesn't matter. I walk through it with my eyes closed because I use my third eye. And every now and again, I'll ask somebody, hey, do you walk through your house with your eyes closed? I've had somebody say yes. And they thought that was interesting that I would ask that. I always ask things that people think are really interesting that I am asking. What is today? Thursday? I managed to get the garbage out. Woohoo! So, I got a new phone yesterday. It's a lot smaller than my last one, which is okay because it reminds me of the one before that, like before they started making them big and I was sad about it. What goes around comes around. There's nothing new on planet Earth. There's nothing new. Because ideas, they're all out here in the ethers for people to grab. Because whoever came up with them initially, they probably passed. Last breath, out in the ethers. So people can tune in to ideas and heart spaces and to which they are like. And thank goodness I did not tune into the, I tuned into prudence and not promiscuity. I was probably in my early 20s when, I did my years of drinking where I didn't care. I just, let's just do this. Let's just have fun. Everything's a party. It's a good time. I'm glad it didn't really ever work out in my favor. I've been divinely protected my whole life. I don't even know how many times I've been near death. Just because of situations I put myself in to have a good time. You learn your lessons, you take your lumps, and you go home at night. Yep. If you live long enough, those are the things that I learned. I'm amazed to have lived as long as I have. So when I went, it was taking some time because this other guy was checking this. He was helping this other gal. I guess she has a TikTok. I didn't get her handle. You know, maybe the phone picked it up and they'll put her on my FYP if I'm supposed to hear her. But I gave her one of my stickers. I gave the guys at the, you know, that work there stickers. They gave me a flashlight that I can plug into the wall and charge. It's pretty cool. It has 2 settings. I'm pretty excited about it. I might put like a magnetic strip on it so I can hang it on the mirror or the fridge and just grab it as I walk by. But so I get to preach a little bit yesterday. It felt really good, and I got a lot of head nods. You know, and there's problems with systems, and more people are going to start. See, because like down south, and I feel for them because it's like everybody's going on with their life, and I know it's 6 days, and I just want folks down there to know that every day, often, I am there in the same space, even though I am not there, I am there, because I understand the stench. I understand. I can't comprehend it. I understand it. I can't comprehend it. There is a difference. Hi, girl. As far as like, I know what it's like to be without water. I know what it's like to be without water. Would I know what it's like to be with power? Yes. Like those things for that period of time, no. And it's only going to be longer. So I step into that space, and that's why every time something about I don't care who it is. I will give them my time of day. Because they're worth being heard. Everybody's worth being heard. Man, because I've been in a harm's way for years. And my brother wouldn't help me. And now I'm starting to, I'm really glad I never got down. I went down that storyline like I was targeted. Because I'm so grateful that Mom, like every adult in my life made darn sure that I knew I was not that important. I was never that important. Everybody made sure that I knew. It's never about you. You know? So, I always made sure that everybody else was comfortable, because this life isn't about me. It's always about everybody else. That's my programming. See, I was controlled in every. But I was such a willful child, so that's why I acted out, is because they would control me, and then whenever I had an opportunity to not be controlled, I'd take it. So I would do things like I saw a video of a kid at some sort of, I don't know, festival. They were watching outdoor movies or something. And there's this little kid, like, way high up in the tree, just sitting in the top of the tree watching the movie. And I was like, that was me. Only I did it in times that were not appropriate. That is not a good cup of coffee. I did it in times that were not appropriate, like when everybody was sitting at the pews in church. I just climb because my spirit knew I wanted to get back to the stars. I didn't want to be on planet Earth. That this was not going to be fun. And I just wanted to have fun, and nothing about incarnation is fun. Everything hurts. So I want to go back. So I'd climb trees, and I'd get so high in the trees, and then I wouldn't pay attention to how high I was, and then I'd look down and I'd get scared. I'm like 2 years old. I learned how it was a progressive thing. I actually remember how I learned how physically, but with physics. Like, if I do this, if this, then that. If I put, and leverage and stuff like that. And there were trees outside of the Morro Bay Elementary. They had an after-school program there. That's where they play foosball. That's when things got bad. That's when we never really had a happy little home because, like, Mom was a single lady that was good looking. She didn't have, like, good man skill. She had a broken picker. So she'd meet these guys, they get drunk and hurt her. And then they'd do it in front of us kids. And then, I don't know. Anyway, so, I was always, and then I was fiercely independent from the get-go, and Mom was just like, didn't know what to do with me. You know, I didn't cause harm, because all you had to do is say, don't cause harm. I was very obedient, but I was willful. But I didn't do things that were, that Grandma would say, don't be ugly, because Lord, God forbid I was ugly. Even though I thought I was ugly, just because everybody looked at me, like, God, what are you? But I took it as, you're so ugly. I'm a pretty girl. So, we're really finding out who people are. If they're generous or withholding. Everybody's generous. I'm generous and withhold. Everybody's generous and withholding, but what are you doing when it really counts? What you doing with it then? It should be doors open. Come get what you need. People want to sort it out later. Isn't that why they have insurance? It's going to be a loss anyway. You might as well make it a loss and make it good. I mean, people have an opportunity to be silver linings in people's lives every day. It doesn't take a catastrophe. It shouldn't. I mean, there's plenty of people that, like, have been on the streets for, no power, living out of their car just because for one reason or other that most of the population doesn't care about. So, and then it's just going to happen more and more and more and more. Which is going to put an influx in other places, because I think, there's going to be those that rebuild, but there's always people that disperse, and whenever there's a disbursement, then that trickles out to the rest of the environment. And a lot of these other environments, they're not in any other better position. They're not better. They're not in any better standing, because it's getting spicy on the earth plane. And people are fearful, and we're going to create more scenarios that are in alignment with people's, like, I remember in speech class, I always just volunteered to do it first. Either first or second. Any volunteers? Yeah, I'll do it. Let me just get this shit out of the way and be done with it. And then I can just... I just rip off the Band-Aid, let's get the maximum level of suck, just so we can get over the maximum peak level of suck, and then just get on with whatever, whatever standard some pretentious a-hole is setting for the day. It just drives me crazy. I see all these people, and they're standing behind their podiums, and they're whether they're in their little bush uniform, their little shrubberies, BDUs, whatever, or they're in their suits or in their polyesters. It doesn't freaking matter. Their little badges with their little upside down stars. It doesn't matter what uniform. It doesn't matter. Microphone. They're standing there. Microphone. How many of those people just blah, 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 blah have ever done anything practical? Something as easy as change a tire. And my brain asks this with every person I've ever seen. I wonder if they've ever changed a tire. I wonder if they've ever... And I hear stories like my buddy Turtle. I just saw him recently. Haven't seen him in a while. Our paths cross when they are intended. Because I'm standing Turtle. He's Turtle. Anyway, So, I gotta put my books in the car so I'll message him here in a little while. Mom will get up in a bit. I'll make her some breakfast. And then, cause the other day he was reading the second book of Game of Thrones. And I have all 5 of the books. Or I have the first, I don't know how I lost track, all that stuff. I've had them since freaking Omaha. 8 years. So, 8 years now, and I don't read. But I hang on to things because I know that they're supposed to go to somebody. So, I see him the other day after not seeing him for several months and stuff, and his turtle world and my life is, exponentially different, So I said, you have the second book. I said, I have the rest. Do you want them? He said, yeah, this is all I have. I haven't even read the first one. And I said, okay. And then that was day before yesterday. And then I saw him yesterday, but I wasn't I saw him yesterday twice. I wasn't planning on seeing him once. So now I have to put the books in the car. Make sure that he gets those. Because winter's coming. And that a lot of people, it's winter, they get shut in and they want to read. So I think he's gonna enjoy. He's an Aquarius. So I'm sure he's gonna enjoy it. See, I'm not a reader. I've never been because I'm too busy with my own comprehension. I understand I interpret what the person is conveying. I'm just using it as seeds and branching off of it in all sorts of different areas. So I thank them for their but so I could read I could read the first page and all that stuff. It just saves me time, and because I'm busy trying to live a life of service. I got to give some water. That's one of the things that I like to do. If people don't know what to do, how they can help add to community feeling, aside from giving people my cookies, which they really like a lot. I give them stickers. I tell them where to buy my t-shirts if they want to support that, and that, if they ever want to tell people or whatever. And my train of thought just derailed. But I give people water. I have an ice chest in the back of my car, in the back seat of the Suburban. I need to dump out the water actually and get more ice and more water. And then when I drive around, and I see pedestrians, I hold up water. You want water? And they're like, no, yeah, no, I'm good. Because a lot of people are funny. I get that. They've had their experience. There's people I probably wouldn't take stuff from, but I'd look at me and I'd be like, I'd take water from her if it's sealed. Oh well. I am not for everyone. I am actually not for very many at all. I was telling the guy at this phone store yesterday. I said, I probably will never have more than 1,000 subscribers because I am not of everybody's frequency. My spectrum is broad, and people aren't willing to receive that broad spectrum to even try to sit around and interpret anything I'm trying to say. I think there might be a place for me in the world now that I see a lot of my FYP that's saying. That's why I keep putting because I knew intelligence artificial's coming. And there's nothing I can do to stop it. What I can do is I've done over 2,400 videos where intelligence artificial can scan the words I'm saying and add that to its interpretation. So at least my spirit is interjected in there. And it's all of my highs are low. All of my highs are low. All of my highs and lows are all over here. I have my whole fifth step is on here. Every dirty thing I've ever done, I've talked about here openly. Because in the event that my integrity is ever questioned, anybody wants to come back and say, well, Marge did this. And I was like, yeah. And she talks about it here and here and here and here. And Marge doesn't act like that anymore. And then I see so many people in the world that how they used to act. And then I look real close. And I'm like, oh my gosh. FF, 20 years? They're still acting the same way. Like, they haven't evolved up nothing. They just had gone. Like, where are the contributions? Good early direction is supposed to flow through us. We're the one with thumbs. God gives us the idea. Our heart is drawn to propensity of energy. I'm going to do good things, or I'm going to do things that just feel good. Or spend, more time in ego over spirit. It's an imbalance. You got to be careful. I got to be careful. To keep that balance, because when I work and I don't have enough fun, I get grouchy. Surly so. Then I gotta go walk around. I gotta go use my energy wisely, which entails, ignoring a lot. It takes me a lot of energy to ignore shit. I be having to ignore stuff. And then I come home and I talk about it. But, oh, hell, I run my mouth out there too. Anyway. So, mostly, we're going to see where the fearful are and not the faithful. And it's the fearful are in that fire chief. No, you can't help. No, we're taking control. No, my whole life people tried to tell me what to do, but my ideas were better. And I know there's a lot of us, and they're showing up, and they're gonna start being like, okay, let's be reasonable. People need help, and you are in the way, and whoever's in the way is going to be removed, because that is what this land was taken over for, to be like, right? Isn't that what America was taken over? We're going to take over your way, so we put in our way. So get out of our way. Because we're going to help, not hinder, right? Isn't that what the founding fathers? You know what's funny? My DNA, I have so much inner conflict, and it took me all these years to figure out. And my inner conflict, because on my mother's side, she is all the Native American and the Spanish. That history, that lineage. Her family, her DNA has been in Mexico, New Mexico, since the map evolved and the borders changed and this person won and blah, 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 territory, map, geography, blah. All that stuff. And then on my dad's side, see, he's the colonist. He's the Freemason, and my brother. And we got sacrificed. That's how I know about human sacrifice, because my mom got human sacrificed a long time ago. You don't gotta die. You just gotta be ignored. You just gotta be not helped. That's like some of the worst things that have ever happened is just because somebody didn't want to lift a finger. I mean, that is like prime evil, that somebody can ignore somebody's need. Because that's when you can tell that people are not connected to sources, because they shut themselves off to it. They don't hear that voice that says, do something right, help them. Thank goodness there's so many more people that are getting that JC consciousness. Like a how-do to the dude that freaking jumped out of the canoe to grab that lady. I've done stuff like that before. A girl I like, she caught on fire. And I raced across the room, and she went, ah! She came around the corner, and she's 5'9", and she just, and Gina Catalina said, "Stop, drop, and roll." And so Dita went down on her, to get on her knees. And when she went down, I got up and I raced across and I grabbed her flannel and I pulled it off over her head as fast as I could. And when I did it, I grabbed the part that was on fire and I rubbed it into the carpet, and I had 3rd-degree burns on my hand. I broke it up, so I got scars all over my face. Because I can't handle conflict. I gotta help. I've put myself in harm's way a lot. I've done a lot of really without thinking, because when you're connected to source, you don't have to think, you just act. It's like being on automatic pilot. I don't know how many times I've been in situations where life has just slowed down so I could see the best course of action. I remember one time, finding my strength has been an incremental thing my whole life. And I only saw Mom drunk from alcohol one time. And she drank peppermint schnapps. And we were in the little cabin that no longer exists on Front Street. And this guy comes knocking on the door, and he's like 6'2", like he's a big, tall, skinny, scraggly guy. And he's like, "Come get your mother." And I was like, what the fuck? Why do I gotta come? I'm 15. Like, what the fuck are you assholes doing that I gotta come round up my mother? Like, fucking shit. Like, okay, where's she at? She's over here up on the hill in the bushes. Okay, let's go get her, And then I go over there and I'm like, "Okay, Mom, let's go home." "Okay, I don't know. Are you done playing with your friends?" Like, what the just so much frustration, right? And so, she can't hardly walk. She doesn't drink. She's like, I am my mother's daughter. I should have never drank, and I drank plenty. So, but this is before all that. I should have learned from her. I didn't. It took me 13 years and 7 months to learn from me. But the guy grabbed my shoulder. And we were on just like a little, 12-foot hill where they just pushed the dirt mound up to the side of a hill when they were clearing a lot. This is in Shasta Lake. It was across the street from the taco shop. Anyway, he said, he was like, "Hey, don't talk," trying to dude put his hand on my shoulder, and I grabbed him, and I just went like this over my shoulder, and where I was standing, and he went over the little hill and stuff, and I was like, I do shit all the time, I surprise myself. I grew up watching those, excuse me, those kung fu movies and stuff like that, And I've had the world has presented me plenty of opportunity to try that shit. 'Cause my own fucking brother beat me like a fucking more than how many people use, "Oh, we used to fight 'cause what's what brother." No. I freaking one time, dude, the only time I ever, he broke my nose over REM tickets. And we got in this fight, and, fucking, you do whatever you can to get people off you. I've hit him with the phone, clocked him with the phone, broke a Daisy BB gun, hit him with just because he was a state wrestler. I couldn't, he get enraged. You couldn't stop the guy. He hit Mom before. That's how I know what these frat boys are really like. And now you're seeing, they can't be covered up. They can't be protected no more. They're just, because they're freaking wicked, evil, nasty, dirty, and gross. And they've been protected for so long. Oh, and perverted. Don't forget that. He lived with a dude that's a convicted, that's in prison now for being a perv, pedo. after he was warned, like, dude, stop doing what you're doing. Because they don't have self-will. They don't have self-control. They'll do whatever they want because they're above any kind of moral, local law. They're above all of it. And they're, like, many of these people, as you can tell, are behind the law. They're the people in charge, the authorities that we're supposed to listen to. And I'm like, fucking yeah, just cracks me up. So when things get hard, I was taught this as a little kid, like you're gonna see the true character. And because sometimes I'll go to do something and I'll be like, do you want to be the person that does that? No, I don't want to be the person that acts like that. I don't want to be on the list with all the other people that have done things like that before. I'll do that later. How you doing, Ma? You getting stiff? You want to get up? You need to get up? Okay. All right. Thanks for hanging out. That's about all I got for now.